Yo, JD here, Limitless, and as you can see, back on F1 2020 as always, and we are back again for another 5-lap online race. Really enjoy doing these, and I remember from memory of this race, this was one of the best ones that I've actually done in the past few weeks. So we're rocking with the equal cars, of course, with the default setup, which you're about to see shortly, at the Circuit of the Americas, which I actually have this Friday for TSRL. So we're going to use preset 4. That is usually the best one to choose when you're running a fixed setup. And also have to say as well, thank you so much to all the people who have joined my channel membership so far. Honestly, the support has been absolutely insane in that. So if you are interested in the benefits, make sure you click that join button where you could read what you get access to, because it is definitely a lot more than what you would do from my public channel. But moving back into this now, we're starting, I think, in around top 7 or 6. We're actually 6th on the grid. We've got 4 lights, 5 lights here, trying to get a good start as I very anxiously try and put down my front brake bars and differential before the start of the race. As the Alfa Romeo gets an absolutely insane start. So coming into this turn 1, trying to be quite cautious here, as we get absolutely blown up. But I don't even know who it was. JRT Steve F1. And now we're back into P17, but using, luckily the cars ahead of me ghosted and got back into P15 now. So making a somewhat of a recovery as someone has just gone completely off into Narnia there. The Ferraris ghosted as we've been hit once again by someone. So really not up to one. Luckily we were just about able to catch the car there. So we went from P6 to P17. Then up to P13, and then managed to just save myself. So now, got a little bit of work to do if you want to try and get into the top 3 of this race, which is what I always try and aim for when I'm doing a 5-lap race. So again, just trying to think of the long game, not overusing the fuel, not overusing the ERS at this point, because I know it's probably going to get a little bit spicy here. And I have to say again, absolutely just love using this car. I really would love to do a default setup league. I know a lot of people aren't a fan of that, but honestly, I just love driving it so much. I don't know why. Well, it is. So we're coming up to the back of Martins in the Mercedes and Sky Racing, who are battling very hard up ahead here. He goes slightly wide, taking the Bahrain turn 4 line, actually going into that penultimate corner as Mulder sets the fast up of the race. He gets a poor exit, so we're going to try and capitalise on this as much as possible. So being aggressive a little bit with the ERS here, and now deciding to go down the inside. Doesn't leave me room, just about enough room, as he make a little bit of contact with it when he exit. Renault gets some very poor traction, so again we're going to try and take advantage of this, try and beat him into this very fast section, one of my favourite sections to drive as well, quite similar-ish to Magnussen Beckett's. And now we're up into the points paying positions once again. We're spinning the ground at the outside of McLaren, but he is then re-teleported up ahead of me once again. So we have to think on a better day. Now going to here, the Mercedes was very close on the rear. The McLaren gets a very poor exit, is not using any of the ERS it seems, so he just completely lets us go. But then the Mercedes is trying to fight this hard. I can't really afford for him to get past me here, because I feel he would hold me up a little bit too much. So coming into the end of the straight, managing to spot the breaking point very nicely, and it's been quite a good recovery so far. Now we've got Parky 2001 and Andrew F 2004. Wow, I love that gamer tag. That's probably one of my favourite cars to drive on this game, so very good choice. And now going through into section, we have still about a lap's worth of fuel, but down to about 50 and now up to 60% of the ERS. So a lot of people really struggle on that penultimate corner. Mulder does a 33.2 in the clean air as the fastest up of the race, as we do a 33.9. So again, going pretty aggressive with the ERS, because we really have to in this scenario. So we go down the inside. Once again, he actually overcooks it ever so slightly. Trying to accelerate on that curve normally doesn't work, so we're going to be really aggressive once again, almost losing the car, going side by side. Is he going to allow me room? No, he doesn't, so we have to take the exit road. Let him have the position back, but then we can try and get the inside for the left, but decided to think better off it as he's been hit into the rear, then into the racing point once again. The Mercedes is very aggressively trying to overtake over his left-hander as we get an extension for that as well. I don't know what he thought was going to happen from there, but in these obbies, people are very, very aggressive. And again, we've got the DRS on the racing point, so we don't have to use this much ERS, but I think the McLaren behind is wanting to really attack. So we turn off our ERS quite early, just still thinking about towards the end of this race. So we're going to go around the outside. Does he leave me room? Yes, he does. So fair play to him. He actually kept it very clean going through that corner, and we were able to overtake fairly efficiently. We weren't burning a ton of the ERS because I knew down the straight he had no DRS to really defend with. So now up into P8, and we are not that far away from the positions that we are seeking. So now we're going to be using a little bit more of the fuel, keeping it enriched into that penultimate corner, as Mulder does at 32.6 now, so able to flex his muscles a little bit. That's a pretty good time for a 5-lap race here. Now I'm just going to try and catch the people in front without using any of the ERS. So using all the curb, I quite like to use that going into turn 1, trying to get a good exit here. And you can see by the delta, we've gained quite a bit of time there through this section, probably my favourite section of the track. Trying to go flat out for the right, downshift for the left, then into 5th gear. Really enjoy this one as well. Use the shadow of the crane. That's really my reference point. And they're going through here so in, fast out. Just trying to avoid going too wide here. And we are comfortably within the DRS, so no pressure from behind either. So I'm feeling really, really fast at this stage of the race. Really do love driving these default cars. And I can see that his light was flashing before going into that hairpin. So I knew he was going to be pretty easy pickings going down the straight. So just using a little bit of the overtake just to ensure it's quite a smooth pass, so I can get back on the racing line. And the exit of Mr. Haas gets a very, very poor exit. So we're going to go down the inside of him here as well. And does he fight it around the outside? But then we cover off the line by staying really, really tight, just to deter him from going back down the inside here. And you can see the guys up ahead. Rodha, 2-second penalty, but he's 2.7 seconds ahead. And Andrew in front of me has a penalty as well. So at this stage here, we've got quite a nice amount of ERS for this last lap. So optimally, we would try and get him going to turn 1, but I can see he's using the overtake on the exit of this corner. So we're not going to use it once again. My target here was just to try and wait for the DRS straight. Hopefully Andrew has some pace to keep up, and then I can use all of the overtake for the remaining part of this lap. But I was thinking about trying to overtake him here, but then going through this section, he seems to be really struggling a little bit on the pace. So instead of waiting for the DRS sign, we have to go around the outside of him to get the inside for this left-hander. And it's AMS Horizon 3 seconds ahead with a 4-second time penalty. And then Rodhard now has a 4-second time penalty, unless he had that in the first place here. But obviously all we have to do is just stay in amongst us. But look how quickly we are catching them. No, we are catching them so quickly. Now using the rest of our ERS deployment here. And you can see we've left Andrew for absolutely dead behind. And I don't know what to say. I just love driving these default setups. I feel I'm probably faster in this compared to my competition than I am with the custom setup. So I would very much love to have a league. Let me know if you'd like to see a league with these fixed setups on board here. So front two are really fighting hard, as I think Mulder's managed to get a quite big lead with another guy in second place here. So I'm just going to use the rest of my ERS as much as I possibly can, going through this penultimate corner, spot the braking point and turning point very nicely, using the overtake, going to this last corner. Let's see what this is going to be, and coming across the line, and we're going to get into the podium. Yes, we are, and we get the fastest lap as well. Despite everything that happened at the start of that race, we still came home in P3, and that is why I always say, never give up. Always keep persisting, keep it clean, and always think for the long part of the race, because you never know what can happen in the end. That is it from me today. Thank you so much for support on my channel. I will be streaming TSRL this Friday, and then next Monday returning to WOR in the Mercedes, which I'm really looking forward to. So once again, thank you so much, and I will catch you very soon. Peace.